Hi guys, it's Mark here from Mark's Matchbox Makeovers, stroke I own a classic. I've been up here a little while. Somebody smashed my GoPro camera, one of my mother's carers. I don't know who it is, but hey ho, that's life. I got to save and get another camera. Getting to learn the camera now, a bit more advanced than the old one, than the old GoPro 9 is now a GoPro 12. The project I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is a Raleigh Superbe. Now, before I look at the bike, I just want to tell you a little bit about it. It's a two-owner from new bike from 1961. The first owner bought the bike originally in Coventry, and I picked it up off him back in May of this year. And we're going to look at the bike now and go through some of the things I need to do. The cap should be a bit of a giveaway because I'll be doing the tweed run this summer in London. I got my costume already picked out to what I'm gonna wear. So yeah, I'll go over the bike now and look at some of the things and the work we're gonna need to do over the winter. This bike is completely original stock. It's not new, but the bike itself is immaculate in the sense that there's not one dent, there's not one faulty component. The bike is as it left the factory, apart from one little problem which we'll look at now when we go over the bike. Okay then, here's our bike. She's a 1961 stamped Raleigh Sports Tourer. The hub was made in August of 61. It's a 4-speed dyno hub, and it was stamped in August of 1961, and the bike was sold at Christmas in I believe 1961. The owner was a one-owner gentleman, and he bought the bike itself from in Coventry. So when I went to pick the bike up from him, we had a good chat, and he rode the bike nearly every day, just a couple of miles a day, back and forth to work. So as we come now and I will over the rest of the bike, I can talk you through some of the things that need doing, and we will be doing over its renovation, not a restoration, ready for the summer. Okay guys, so we got to come out the front of the bike now and look through some of the things that need doing. The front tyre, she's an original. She's perishing and cracking all around, so she needs a new front tyre. Go for a nice long ride around London. She's going to need a new tube. The walls are quite thin, I can feel them. The hubs are good, they run smooth, and the wheels run nice and true with a 32 spoke hub. On this side, the cone nut is correct. However, on this side, the cone nut is missing. It's been replaced with a standard hub nut instead of the round nut that should be in there. The next thing we're going to look at then is the brake blocks. The rubber on these are gone completely rock solid. I've ridden the bike and they do not stop at all. So we're going to be fitting new brake blocks on here, and the cable is starting to fray. She's had a solderless nipple fitted to replace the nipple that should be on there. Here's Ben. Say hello, Ben. He's tinkling his little bell there. So that's the next job. I am considering getting a key, but in order to do that, you first have to take out the cap. Will be two on this side, and I can't find a cap at the moment, or anybody tell me if a chopper or a grifter one will fit in place of this one. So if any of you guys know, let me know. Okay, so looking at the mudguard now, it's completely dent free. There's no dents apart from a tiny little one by here on the mudguards at all. There is some surface patina, but I think we can live with that for the age of the bike. The head tube bearing, I think it's to do with a repack. Is smooth, is not graunchy, is no tight spots in the steering at all. But I think while we're going to do it, we can take it apart, have a look. I don't think the bike has actually been cleaned in the last 30 years. You look at the state of the stem around there, and the headlight. It's a Miller headlight system on the dynamo, and at some point it's had a new Sturmy Archer cable fitted to the rear hub. So okay, yeah, I'll look across the frame now. You see the frame, you can see, is in excellent condition. There is patina, is it like being caught by somebody cocking their leg over, or have they coat rubbing, something like that. But it's all in excellent condition. There's no rusting at all on the bottom bearing, and there's no rust either. Some spotting on the down tube, which you can be forgiven. Again, on top of the crown fork is excellent. One of the stickers is slightly worn off on it, one of the transfers, which brings us across onto this then. As you can see, the condition of this is excellent, and you can see where the dyno dry battery system for the dyno was fitted. Now, there's a bit of a story with this, which I'll get onto now. If you guys notice, the front light is there, and as we come down to the back and look through, there's no rear light, and the dry battery system is missing. And unfortunately, as the gentleman told me, he was at the show, and the bike was parked up, and when he came back, somebody had stole the dry battery unit, his original pump. It's a recent acquisition which I bought myself the other day, and cut all the wiring from the bike. So that's going to be a job as well, rewiring the bike, sourcing a new light, a dry battery unit, cleaning up all of the parts, and so I said again, as you can see here, if I just get my nail in there, you can see where you could just do a stripping and a really good clean. Okay, so we come at the back then. We got the same problem with the rear brake blocks. They're completely rock solid. You can't squeeze them at all, leave a nail impression or nothing in the rubber, where it's completely vulcanized. Tyres again, the walls are worn quite thin from decades of flexing, and as it is, the bike is now roughly 64 years old. The other thing which wants changing, but this is perfectly serviceable in the meantime, is the saddle. This isn't the original saddle. It was, although this is a Brooks saddle, this is one of the cheaper ones. The original saddle, he said, was also stolen. So I did feel sorry for the guy, with all the parts I've stolen from the bike. But apart from that, the bike's in excellent condition. The rear hub, the shifters work great. All four gears are selecting fine. No slippage or jump in the gears when in use. It doesn't seem to be right back fully in the rear forkstay, chainstays, so it might be a bit of play in the chain. We're going to have a look at that where we strip it down. And you also see here as well, one of the nuts is missing from the dyno hub, so I got to source a new nut to go on there. Actually, there's the nut in there, so we got to get a new nut for the dyno hub in there as well to put the wiring back on. Stand is working perfect. So altogether, she's a great bike. So we come on to now the rear chainstays. Again, you can see they're in excellent condition, although you do have a little bit of surface patina on them. I think a little cleanup and some WD-40 or an oily rag, a 2-in-1 will clear up nice. Same again on the rear. There's no dents at all to the rear mudguard or fender if you're watching America. So physically there's no dents in the top tube, down tube, seat post, the mudguards. The whole bike is in excellent condition. No dents at all on the fenders. I got a new reflector on the way for the back. So the bike itself is in great condition. There's no dents or bangs in the chain case either, so that's great. And again, the pedals, as you can see, the crank arms, they're going to need a good clean up. So just run the camera over now to give you another look. So you can see the condition of the fenders. There's no denting at all to them. There's no damage to the tubes, which is great. There's no damage to anything. The bike is a perfectly serviceable 64-year-old bike. It does, before I can use it, like I said, it's got to have new blocks. It's got to have a new cable that's free. So for immediate use, that's all that's actually needed on this bike. But to get it, if I wanted to, for nighttime use, get the dyno fitted, I'm not particularly worried about the DBU or the switching rectifier pack as well, which is a later option. And I don't think I'm going to respray it or anything like that. I think I'll keep the bike as it is, original. She's a lovely bike. And I think with just some light refreshment work to get it back into a serviceable running condition would be really nice. So keep watching, guys, as we do some of the renovation and restoration work. And I want to give a big shout out to the channel Velocipedium, because it's your channel that's inspired me to get into the old bikes. As you've seen in the video just now, I'm still into my modern bikes, like my Voodoo Hoodoo, which I still use in Bike Park Wales. 50 years of age, and I'm still downhilling. Rock on. For those of you who want to help me out, I said there's things I need, like I need a wiring diagram for the dynamo, etc., and places where I can get the 4-speed hub on the rear serviced. The guy said he's never serviced the bike in the 63, 1961, 71, 81, 91, 2001, 2011, 2021, 23, 24, we're nearly into 25. So he hasn't serviced the bike in the 64 years he had it. So I think it's testament to the fantastic build quality of the early Rallies that this beautiful machine is only barely just out of running condition. So there's things I need help with, is like I haven't got a clue how to service a Sturmey Archer hub. So is anybody in and around South Wales know of a bike garage, or somebody who can teach me how to do the rear hubs of a Sturmey Archer? We can do a video on that. The axles, I got no problem stripping bearing, the head bearings, the crank, and that obviously strip and clean that out as well. Just looking at the bike now. But things I do need to find is the wiring diagram for the Miller lighting system. I can't find one on eBay and Retro Bike. I've had a look. I sourced a nut from a guy on eBay for the dyno hub. 5 brake blocks I managed to track down, so I ordered a set of 4 of them. Brake cable, I don't know exactly which one I need, but I'm still looking for that. The shifters are good. The chain for the dyno hub, that's working fine, but I wouldn't mind a spare for one of them. The shifter is working good. There's no playing a lever. Like I said, the guy only used the bike, he said, for roughly a mile a day each way to and from work while he was working. He said roughly the last 20 years it's just been sat in the garage. So that's where most of the patinas come from, just been sat for about 20 years. So the bike has not particularly done high mileage, which would explain why the tyres are still original and they haven't actually worn out. So if you want to follow me on this video, guys, this restoration build, hit the old like, subscribe and the follow. And if you want to see other things that I do with renovation work, etc., follow me over on my other channel, Celtic Crossbows, where I'll be doing an unboxing tomorrow on Thursday the 19th for some of my new merch. My channel is well established over there, it's been for the last 4 years, and do with the retro vintage stuff is something I've always loved, but it's only these last 2 or 3 years that I really started getting into it. So thanks for watching. I got other projects going on as well, like on my Dynatec TT Low Pro. Just give me a second. I'm going to be fitting a brand new bottom bracket on my Low Pro as well. I got the full kit ready to go in on the TT. It's a Dynatec 2060 frame set, which was Campag originally, but I'm refitting it with Ultegra 600 because I'm not going to use it for any serious racing work. We are looking at some of my other Dynatecs as well through the course of the season, and I'm doing the build on the Superbe. So thanks for watching. Hit your like, subscribe, the follow button, and I'll see you on the next one. And a big thank you to my 4,000 subscribers now. I never mention on the channel, but without you I got nothing. I know I'm going on a bit now because it's the first video I've done in over a month since my camera was broken, and hopefully now I start getting back into things. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks and bye bye.